Alright, guys, what's going on? We are back on Final Fantasy 14, trying to get some of the main story quests done so I could get some of my stuff unlocked because as you can see, a lot of stuff is still, you know, unusable. We found out how to get our last quest done. I figured that out after stream ended. And I had to go down here to the little dude and purchase a couple of armor pieces. So now we're ready to move on. So let's hit it. As long as you're this well covered, I won't feel guilt throwing you to the sharks. Erstwhile buccaneers are an ornery lot. They rage in love for the sea and care for little for the laws of the land. But they respect strength, and by the looks of you, I'd say you'll have a little trouble getting their attention. All right, let's see. That aura of confidence tells me you're not been out idle since last we met. I hope I've read you all right for the task that requires the attention of a capable adventurer. Might that adventurer be you? Then I shall lay before you the sorry tale. You will have heard rumors of the abductions. Citizens have been disappearing from every corner of Limsa, as if plucked from their face of Heidelin, boots and all, by an unseen hand. And what's this got to do with Summer Farms, you might ask? Well, that remains to be seen. But it seems the collections of right unsavory fellow with azure tattooed faces have been creeping up to the edges of the field and spying on my yeomen. Now, I doubt anyone would have been scrutinizing such savages at the best of times, but the farmhands are convinced that they're the kidnappers of rumor come for their hides. Needless to say, they're beside themselves with worry, and their work suffering for it, which is the very last thing I need for my old crewmen are still getting used to their new jobs. It is a struggle to get them to leave the farmhouse of a morning. That is, as they say, where you come in. Would you be willing to investigate these tattooed thugs for me? Good lad, the sooner we get to the bottom of this, the sooner this place will start to resemble a working farm again. I suggest you begin having a look around the season grotto. If reports are to be believed, our unwelcome visitors have occupied the place. Be careful though, Savage. I can say for sure what manner of miscreants are dealing with here. If they are the kidnappers, must well be on your guard, alright? Okay. Cursor keeps getting in my way. Alright, hang on, let me see something. All right, let's go investigating. All right, so it told me to go investigate this area, and now I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, maybe I found them. Hang on. Be nice if I could attack. That was a lovely experience. Hold up. I'm going the wrong way. Okay. Hang on. We gotta look up how to. Okay. Alright, alright. I'm confused. What do I need to do here? Interact with the monument. I have no clue what I'm doing here. I am just looking for something that might correlate with what I'm trying to do. None of this is making sense. Nothing of what I'm reading is making sense with what I need to do. Oh, is this it? This looks like it's it. Alright, so if you're looking to do lurkers in the grotto quest, you gotta go around the bend to this little cave right here, and this is where you do it.
I am the waves that bear. I am the winds that guide. I am the evening stars. I am the morning sky. I am born of the sea, and there shall I die. Thus reads the sailor's requiem, carved into yonder stone. Such words well describe Lominsa live their lives. It is both a litany against misfortune for those out on the waves, and a prayer that the souls of those who perish on land might find their way back to the sea. Ah, you are the adventurer I've seen around Summerford Farms. I thought myself on the trail of the kidnappers, but it would seem I have missed my mark. Or perhaps not.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
As I suspected, the etheric disturbance here is no natural occurrence. Nor is it a coincidence that the two of us should come here in search of those responsible for the disappearances, only to be attacked. But who stands to benefit from the keeping of this secret? Oh, such thoughts must wait. Let us attend to the task at hand, unpleasant though it be.
Think. Crystal Bearer. I am Hydaelyn, all made one. A light there once was that shone throughout this realm, yet it hath since grown dim. And as it hath faltered, so hath darkness risen up in its stead, presaging an end to life. For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us from this fate. The power to banish the darkness dwelleth in the crystals of light. Journey forth and lay claim to them. By thy deeds shall the crystals reveal themselves to thee. Only believe, for the light liveth in thy heart.
Okay.
Go now, my child, and shine thy light on all creation.
Awake again? Are we? Aha! The poor creature's fury was kindled with cruel forethought. See this blade? I found it in the Gubu's back.
Gubu.
I have seen knives of this kind before. They are most commonly used for the cutting of rope. It would appear our culprits are seafaring men of some persuasion. Piratical being the most probable. In any event, you seem much recovered from your sudden affliction. I confess, I was rather taken aback when you collapsed at the very moment of our victory. Mayhap a surfeit of ether? I beg your pardon. A towering crystal? I'm sure I don't... Oh! Well, well. This has been a day of unexpected revelations. I must continue my investigation. In the meantime, I suggest you deliver this knife to your patron, along with a warning concerning the pirate's probable involvement in this murky business. The days ahead promise little rest, I fear. May our paths cross again, under the light of the crystal.
Okay then. Bye-bye now. Alright. Let's return to the pirate dude that's trying to be a farmhand. Might be helpful for now. We'll see. Go back up here and talk to the old dude. See what he says. I wish all the instances in missions was voiced over like that last one. Alright. Glad to see you safely returned. My lads were all gabbing and hearing what sounded like all seven hells breaking loose near the grotto. I fear I'd sent you to your death. If you were in the middle of that commotion, I hope it yielded something of interest. I'd hate to think that you'd risk your life for nothing. A blade pulled from the back of a creature you slew in the cave. I'd agree such a knife would be part of a seafaring man's kit. I'm starting to think that these ruffians and pirates come to lure my farmhands back to the life of plunder. Chances are they didn't take kindly to your appearance sat on their doorstep and set a maddened go-boo on you. The pirates have been adding to their numbers of late. I'd best warn the lads and lasses in my employ to be on guard against their schemes. You met someone else at the grotto, a woman with strange contraption. Y'shtola. I think I said that right. Yay! She's been in Limsa for a good while now. Her studies of the Aether often bring her out to Summerford, so her presence at the grotto is hardly unusual. She's an odd-looking lass, I grant you, but she's not the kind to associate with kidnappers. You may take my word on that. Where trust should be lacking is in those yeomen of mine who have yet to wholly relinquish their pirate past. The temptation to return to the free and easy life of a buccaneer may prove too strong to resist. You have my thanks, Savage. If it weren't for the efforts of stalwart adventurers like yourself, this farm would be in a far worse state than it is. Just keep on lending your talents to those in need. Help bring Limsa the brighter future she deserves. The Sea Lot 7 and his lot never around when the work's to be done. I'd sooner hire you for the sake of getting things done, but then rapscallions would never learn. Round them up and let them know that Stalworm would like a word and don't take no for an answer. Okay. Okay. Well, okay, now going back to old Stalwart and oh, there's another one. All right, let's see. Oh, there's another one over here. There he is. All right, going back to your pappy now. There's another one. Sorry, boys. I know you're fighting and everything, but I need to get through. Get on back over there now, so I can finish me quest up. You continue to impress lad. All but 7 are accounted for. It's no fault of yours. He squirmed out. I've let that worm wiggle through my fingers more times than I can count. But rest assured, the next time I see him, I'll put him squarely in the dirt where all search worms belong. Pains me to say, but all the gil in the world can't buy loyalty. There are some like you who can be trusted, but then there are others. Until now, I've had no choice but to rely on that charlatan Severin. Even though I am full aware he's been doing shady deals behind my back more than once. I've heard tell of improper trading with goblins. I wouldn't be the least surprised if that weren't happening right now. Not a bell ago, a sack of oranges vanished as did Severin. I want you to find and confront that guy for me. I'm sure there's wrongdoing afoot, so be sure to doubt anything that comes out of his mouth. Okay. Let's go confront the dude. Ask him why he's being so shady. Oh my God, it's raining. Bloody hells, I'm up the straight without a paddle. Hey. Um, What's that now? Stellarm sent you for the oranges, huh? So the old bugger had known all this time. Or what does it matter anyway? Listen, you're the one of those goody-goody adventurer types, right? Go rescue me, mate, from those double-dealing goblins. They're just over yonder by the bonfire. Oh, Lord. That's a fat go-boo. Okay. Go kill a couple of goblins. There's one. Run along now. Get on out of here, sir. Okay, let's go, Hobbit. Time to leave. There you go, little Hobbit. Pirate knows no shame. I've no qualms about going back on my word. I've only given you this sack because I like the cut of your jib. Take it on to Osan and send him my regards. How far do I gotta go with a sack of oranges? What have we here? Deliveries from Summerford Farms and a schedule. There's a first time for everything. Look at that. Not a single one missing either. About the only things not here are those bagmen, and I don't miss them one bit. Here's the payment. With you, I can trust that it'll reach you. Alright. Got a ways to walk back. Back in one piece, that's relief. How did you fare? Ah, this is what I was aiming for. Looks to be all I was owed, alright. Though I'd be telling you false if I claimed I had not held out more hope for Severin. I was even willing to overlook the skimming off the top, but to sell us all short in favor of those godforsaken goblins. You do well to mind yourself around that two-guild cheat. If he'd leave his own mates for dead, there's no telling what he'd do to you. Alright. There we go. How do I do the recommended thing again? There we go. Well, I don't know how to take the hood off, so we're just kind of stuck with it at the moment. At this rate, the crops would never be ready for the harvest. If we only had a black loam, we could just send our stalks soaring. I'll bet Rotwitta knows where you might find some. Perhaps you may pay her a visit in the orchard. Okay. Let's go see a lady in the orchard. I don't mind the cloak. I just wish it was in black. Okay, let's go talk to somebody else. Oh man, I gotta fight the bison, or the bulls, or whatever in the hell that is. Ah, hell. This is so stupid. I gotta bring that dude back and stuff so he can hand it back to that first dude. And he'll probably just make me go back to the dude anyways. There's your stuff, sir. Nice. Alright, alright. Okay. What do we gotta do now? Alright, we gotta recover some stolen farm tools. Okay, let's go give old boy his farm tools back. That's a cool chocobo. I want one. Okay, let's go back and talk to Stallworm now. pirates making off with our tools? Did we not take matters into his own hands? Last thing I need is blood on my crops. But I'll be damned if Severin thinks he can take us for fools. His treachery won't go unpunished. Alright. I've come to expect a great deal from you, lad, and you never once let me down. Yet what I ask from you now goes beyond all I've asked before. Would you hear my plea all the same? It eases my mind to have your ear. You've no doubt familiar with the scoundrel Severin by now. Now he's rounded up his rogues and buggered off with nary a word to anyone. I've grown accustomed to his insolence, but something's telling me that this is different. It ain't exactly damning, but when I last had words with him, he didn't look defiant so much as hunted. I can't help thinking he's gone looking for trouble and found more than he wanted. So, the ungrateful little cur bites me every chance he gets, but I can't quite bring myself to cut him loose. I suppose he reminds me a bit of my younger self. Suffice it to say, I'd rather he didn't come to a sticky end. As for how I'd find him, I'd try asking Grenouida at the Aetheryte. She was the last one to see him. I dare say she'll be able to tell you where he's headed. Okay. So the pain in the butt's run off. And now we gotta go find him. Nothing that passes through those gates escapes my notice. I saw the Rouser and his rabble set out toward Whisper Canyon not long ago, singing about drinking themselves stupider. Cheeky Sod said that I should join them. Told them I'd rather shrivel up than sip whatever it was they had pickled their brains. If you find the idle swine, be sure to give him a cuff round the ear from me, will you? all that dirty, deceitful, downright dastardly deeds that slippery guy's done. Of course, I've learned to step away to stay a step ahead of old Severin, so I was ready, but the others weren't so lucky. You gotta help them. Yeah? My ex maybe well have been a white flag for all the good it did. Hope you fare better, for the sorry guys in there are done for. Severin might have got us into this mess, but I ain't about to let him give his life for us. I'd sooner bow to a fishbag than to be in that conniving guy's debt to arms. All right, 1 second before we get this started. All right, let's see how this goes. We prepared to overlook the matter for your desertion on the condition that you provided us with suitable replacements. That was the agreement. Yet the latest change of heart leaves your debt to us unpaid. Few are they who betrayed the Serpent Reeves twice. You will not do so a third time. Cowering behind your protector will only delay the inevitable, honorless wretch. Your life is all you have left. And worthless though it be, we shall take it. Ooh. Oh, mournful voice of creation, grant ye this humble stone a soul, that it may wake to life. Who's that? And what is he doing? Ah, hell! A rock golem? Dang, man! Come on! Ah, hell! Oh God. There we go. There we go. There we go. You ain't got nothing on us, boys. That the golem could be vanquished. That man is no ordinary adventurer. Okay, masked dude. The snake slithered away. I'm only glad he did not have the chance to sink his fangs more deeply into you. Those pirates did not belong to any known Lemurian factions. Whom do they serve? The beast tribes? Surely not. But the timing of their appearance coincides all too neatly with the recent surge in Sahagin and Cobalt activity. Something is afoot. The question is, what? Could it be that the tribes are planning to summon their primals? 12 help us. If it should prove so, Limsa would be hard-pressed to keep a single primal at bay, let alone two. But all is yet speculation. I must needs find the evidence. Oh, the seas continue to rise. And ilm by ilm, the world becomes even more unlike itself. It is as Louisoix foretold. The coming of chaos has rendered the laws of nature mutable, blurring the boundary between the material and ethereal plane. Little now stands between us and the primals. But they are not here yet. Though time be against us, hope shall ever be on our side. Never did the creed of Charlane's ring more true. Never did I dream that I would possess the means to see Aether, yet now that I do, I begin to take it for granted. How swiftly do the wonders of Charlane seem commonplace. Here for you, have you come for the festivities? Today, the Maelstrom officially makes the Great Hole in the Sea its training ground. Join the celebration. A disturbance in the etheric flow, but whence does it emanate? The song Grotto, perhaps? Oh, so he's looking into the past. He saw her on her way to coming up to him when he was in the cave. What have you here? Can you walk? 'Tis I, regrettably no. He eluded me. Understood, I will inform the Commodore. You collapsed from your exertions. Are you suitably recovered? Severin here has apprised me of all that has transpired. His account shed some light upon how he came to be attacked by the golem of all things. A golem is a mindless automaton, inert, save when commanded to be otherwise. Common pirates could not have hoped to control such thing, so arcane are its workings. But then these tattooed wretches are no common pirates. They are minions of the Sahagin. As to their purpose, well, I shall get to the bottom of it. But first, I must escort Severin back to his place of employment. I dare say Stalworm will be wondering what has become of him. And you too, for that matter. I will bear word to him of your preservation, but I am certain he would like to thank you in person. Pray pay him a visit. Ah, he told me of you, but perchance he did not tell you of me. My name is Yestola. I am a naturalist of sorts, surveying the aether in the hope that it might offer up some clue as to our predicament. I'd say I owed you my life, but that don't cover it. If it weren't for you, my friends would be dead and all. It is a debt I can never repay, but I'll not make things worse by running away. Take me to Summerford Farms, and I'll face the consequences. For reasons I cannot fathom, you seem, forgive me, mayhap we shall have a chance to speak again when I have marshaled my thoughts. Until our paths next cross, farewell. Okay then, bye-bye now. Now, see, I could teleport, but I'm a poor wretch, and I don't want to use my money. It'd be nice if I had my mount. I knew you'd return. You stole and delivered Severin a bit ago. Tales of your heroic deeds precede you. The rest came shuffling back too, the lot of them sporting the same haunted expression. It's me who's to blame for that, and the rest. I once was a Serpent Reaper, a thrall of the Sahagin Seven Hells. Reapers may look and sound and act like pirates, but they are not but fishbacks flunkies. Us pirates ain't much for laws, but there's things we won't do. We've got a code, see? But the Reavers never followed a word of it. A few years back, they started snatching law-abiding Limawinsians. I'd only just taken my oath when our captain bent the knee to his new Sahagin masters. I knew I had to get away, so I crept off one night, got myself a new name, and found myself a new home, Summerford Farms. Trouble is, secrets don't stay secret for long around here, and word spread all the way back to the sea. The penalty for desertion is death, but the Reavers offered me a way out instead, my freedom in exchange for my mates. The letter, I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't bloody thinking, too busy soiling myself. Aye, but you got there in the end, didn't you? When the time came, you made the right decision. The men say little to me, but I hear them talking of how you stood up to the Reavers at the last, of how you tried to give your life to save theirs. But that as it may, no deed, however good, can atone for the crime of betraying your brethren. I know that I do, that's why I'm going to hand myself over to the Yellow Jackets. I'll bring shame to the farm no more. You'll hear no argument from me. Each mast must sail according to his own moral compass. I just hope yours guides you back here someday. There will always be a place for you at Summerford Farms. And I'll always be in your debt, Stalwart. Okay, so he went and turned himself in. I don't know how to feel about that. I owe you a debt too. Not once have you let me down. Thank you for saving my men on my farm. If I could ask you one more favor of you, it'd be this. Tell Bateron that what's happened from start to finish, I'm certain he'll put in a good word for Severin if he knew the whole story. And he's one of the few people I know who the Yellow Jackets will listen to. I reckon I've asked all I could possibly of you. Safe travels. Alright. Um, alright. To the drowning winch we go. Life on the farm ain't quite how I pictured it, but hey, you needn't worry yourself over young Severin. Yellow Jackets as ends out the punishment is a good old mate of mine. But ask him nice, I reckon he'd be willing to commute the last sentence from hanging to keel hauling. Kindly gent that he is. I'm only jesting with you. I'll see he's treated fair. Now it sounds to me like you've done everything old Stalworm asked of you and more, justifying me's generous finder's fee in the process. Much obliged. As a reward, well, she's a lonely lady that's drowning winch of mine. I'd like fancy keeping your company for a spell with free room and board. Venturing's a trying business after all. Them as don't rest their bones every now and again tend to end up with broken bones, and take it from me, fighting ain't nearly as much fun when you're nursing a shattered arm. Got that? Good. Will always be a free bed for you, so make use of it. Okay, now we have in rooms. That's good. Now that you'll have much time for lying around, what with all the levels you be doing, levies you'll be doing, whatever, leaves. Oh, didn't I mention I'm putting your name down for leaves? Our guild draws all manner of clients, offering up all manner of odd jobs, honestly. You'd be amazed how much folk will pay to avoid doing an honest day's labor. Just give the Mercury a shout. Whenever you feel like making a few extra guilds, you'll always have some tasks to offer for you to do. Guild leaves now available. Oh, and it's all above board in case you're wondering. We're careful to stay on the Admiral's right side in here. Unlike some pirates I could mention, I tell you, if it turns out that they had aught to do with them kidnappings, there'll be 7 hills to pay a proper bleeding, I reckon. Mayhap that's what Limsa needs, though. On rough seas, sometimes you have to rock the boat to right it. But I'll have time for such talk when you're well and rested. Till then, enjoy the wench's hospitality. Alright. This list can open from the duty in the main menu. I'll speed displayed automatically when you log in. Find yourself unsure what to do next. So it makes it simple to locate activities suitable for your present level of class. Okay. Kind of want to check out the inn and play around for a minute. Okay, not bad. Hard to believe I still ain't got the glamour dresser yet, though. Still so much crap to unlock, and I'm already like level 15. Okay. Well, how fair do you storm, rested and ready to expand your horizons with an idea where you might be treading next? All you head to the sky lift out in the middle of La Nausicaa. You ever visited Woad Whisper Canyon? Then you must have been up and down the thing at least once. It's that big bleeding scaffolding attached to the descent. Yes, I've likely seen the lads and lasses out there hustling and hauled to cargo up the cliff, tracked down and the head of the operation, bloke by the name of Orkill. Okay. What's this for? I am one of the smiths, the stoker of the fires, the forge of futures, dedicated members of the adventure guilds. I've been entrusted with the task of providing assistance to new adventurers. Hall of Novus, the Hall of Novices. $1,400 experience. Okay. Can you just get on with it? Oh, that's my part. Dude, you look like a fat Power Ranger. Okay. I'll come back and I'll do that later. Okay. Storm, the time your next lesson is upon us. If you are keeping well, I trust. Take the occasional brisk walk. One cannot form thoughts if one fails to maintain a sound body. Now, assuming you have been following Kaela's instructions, you should be ready to face the more dangerous threat found in western Lasnausea. I speak of roslings and wild jackals, and yes, I would have you vanquish 3 of each. 'Tis the perfect sample size for the first acts of a preliminary test case. The second, to test your hypothesis. The third, to perfect the tactics you've devised. Speaking of which, I trust your strategy will consist more than simply clinging ruin over and over again. You are not the novice you once were, and your skills in the field ought to reflect that. If you find yourself wanting for other approaches, consider an assault with ruin in tandem with the attacks from your carbuncle. Well timed appropriately, you can deal a crippling blow to your opponent. Okay. See, let's go into lower. Let's not. Oh, I think we're close. Okay, I guess we gotta. That figures. Can't never do anything easy around here. Okay. Oh my god, I'm still having to run everywhere. Alright, so I gotta slay Rosling or Roseling. Jesus, that's a giant crab. While I'm here, I just want to attune to it real quick. Welcome back, Storm. How'd it feel to conquer such ferocious foes? Let us ride the wave of triumph onto even more demanding and dangerous challenge. Your next training exercise will have you accompany Persir Kalea, one of her inspections. The experience will afford you the opportunity to witness firsthand the practical application of Arcanima. Pray, do not tarry, Storm. Kalea awaits you on the floor beneath for further details. Okay, where do I go? Oh, here we go. Timely appearance says that expected. Shall we proceed directly to the job at hand? I've been tasked with examining the wares of a Goblin peddler caravan run by the Boylstocks family. Our agents suspect these beastmen merchants are dealing in forbidden goods. As such, I've calculated that announcing an inspection has a 60% chance of inviting physical violence. I have prepared a strategy to respond to this possible shift into hostilities, but there is an important precondition you should be made aware of before we discuss the finer points of my plan. Though I am considered gifted in the formation of tactics, I lack the reflexes and coordination necessary to employ many of these self-same strategies on the field of battle. I pray to keep this factor in mind and adjust your perceptions accordingly. Now, should the goblins offer battle, you are to execute combat pattern 1345, otherwise known as stratagem focus fire. Okay. You and your carbunk will concentrate your attacks on a single foe, and one by one, the enemy will wither into the combined onslaught. The probability of victory is 95%. Reports place the peddlers in the vicinity of the cockpit in the middle of Lasnostica. I will depart immediately to assess the situation. Seek me out once you arrive. Okay. Nicely done. Adaptation, improvisation. I might have been observing our beloved guild master himself in action. This was the perfect example of how the strategy for a given task should be tailored to the abilities of the assessor. In other words, before you begin formulating your tactics, it is necessary to fully understand your own strengths and weaknesses. On that note, there is another question I would ask of you. When it comes to improving the probable success of a strategy, do you consider it more effective to concentrate on playing to your strengths or shoring up your weaknesses? Covering my weaknesses. Oh, again, your response to the Guildmaster. As the Guildmaster once did, I must revise the probability of her potential to attain greatness to 97%. You are one to keep an eye on, that much is certain. But to return to the subject of battle plans, your calculations must include an accurate assessment of the available techniques and their relative effectiveness. This requires you to be critically aware of your own limits, the limits of your allies, and the characteristics of your enemies. I believe that covers everything for today. Please return to the guild and make your report to the mistress until we meet again. I shall abide here until the Yellow Jackets arrive to take the peddlers into custody. My strategies will keep me company. Alright, the return is on cooldown, so I gotta do this the hard way. Back from the field, she contacted me with a summary of events. It seems you were treated to a lecture on knowing yourself. That particular lesson is ordinarily taught only to intermediate practitioners. Without a sufficient store of combat experience from which to draw, it's difficult to fully appreciate the profundity of such a seemingly simple truth. Nevertheless, I feel confident that you will soon be ready for a more ambitious assignment. Keep to your studies and maintain the razor edge of your mind. One last thing, considering the dedication you have shown towards your discipline, I've decided to permit you to leave to explore the teachings offered by other guilds. I will suggest, however, that you first master the science of Arcanuma. The strategic training you receive here will serve you well no matter what path you eventually choose to walk. Return to me when your reason tells you the time is right. You now have access to the Armory System quest. Unlike other classes, can be undertaken by speaking to the receptionist in their corresponding guild. Or focus on mastery. Okay, one more. Seem tired or you sleep properly. One's reasoning can suffer without sufficient rest or recuperation. Should you deem yourself fit for duty, pray make your way down to the practice floor. Foreseer Kalea has requested you accompany her on another official inspection. There is, however, a requirement for your participation. The Foreseer will explain the situation. Beginning to think I'd miscalculated storm. Thank you for coming, and I will soon be boarding a trading vessel for suspected of smuggling. All merchant ships that make their way of Limsa's ports are subject to inspection by Malevolence Gate assessors. It is a routine I perform daily. In the case of smugglers, however, there is a 75% probability of encountering resistance. Thus, I would appreciate your company during this assignment. It is now that we must discuss the requirement of which you were informed. Though I have full confidence in your martial expertise, it is imperative that you first acquire the ability to summon the Topaz Carbuncle. Such knowledge will be released to you contingent on your acceptance of this duty. The arcane entity given informed by the Topaz geometry will further expand your offensive capabilities. Such an ally at your command, you can harness even the harshest enemies will falter before you. Indeed, we could not conduct these dangerous spot inspections without its support. Please return to the mistress to inform her of your participation. I will join you once I have completed the final adjustment of my tactical formula. So I'm about to get a green one. Is that what I'm hearing? Company overseer. So fast, Scar Bronco Free did not anticipate deploy sentient combat once the expansion. Okay. See, what can he do? Mercenaries Grifalson and Aristoshta are here to assist with the inspection. Both are old hands when it comes to escorting Kalea during her more dangerous duty. Won't be the first time we're expecting trouble, but as long as we follow the Seer's tactics and keep a clear head, we'll come through this just fine. The Morningstar is preparing to dock. It is almost certainly that the merchant ship has hired a thug or two to accost us at the pier. I calculate the probability at 98%. The crew wish to avoid attacking us on deck, you see, and that would put a trumpet their criminal intentions to the world at large. Now, once we do manage to clear the rails, we'll face a deck crowded with armed sailors. For a small party such as ours, the most effective strategy will be to incapacitate individual foes as swiftly as possible. Each opponent we down is one less weapon raised against us. It is imperative that we do not allow ourselves to become tangled up in multiple drawn-out skirmishes lest we be overwhelmed. I call this stratagem Hammerfall. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one situation and one's desired reality. Keep those words in mind, Storm. It is time we departed. Let us regroup before the main gate of Aleport. Okay, I may start doing these little side Arcanist missions off stream. I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to think on it. Yeah, not right now. cost me 100. That cost me almost $200 just to teleport here. I wish I had a chocobo or my motorcycle. Just saying. Let us be about our task. Pray inform the steersman at the pier that we are ready to conduct our inspection. Should violence be offered, you are to execute stratagem Hammerfall. Do not forget your tactics are both your shield and your weapon. Must be on the other side over here. Maybe it's down here. Well, then I'm certainly glad to see it you can handle yourself. You'll find the landing boat just down here at the end of the ramp. I'll have no part of what comes next, though. Okay. Thanks to your efficient response, be able to commence with the inspection earlier than I had calculated. We shall board the merchant vessel out in the bay. You would take the rudder, then Morning Star awaits. Ah, hell, there's about to be trouble. By the authority of Melvin's Gate, I request that you surrender your goods for assessment. The time couldn't be worse, last. The old doors are rusted up. You see, bloody thing won't open. You'll have to come back on another day after we fix things up. I will see the cargo now. Any vessel entering a port of Limsa bound by law to submit to routine inspection. The law is that lads reckon it's our time. Our guests had themselves a little accident. Pitch them over the side. Hell, there's a lot going on here. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. And she faints. She fainted. I swear. Oh. Okay, let's return to the lady. Word ahead of your travels, an unfortunate turn of events, but consider the infamous black heart you faced, you might have fared much worse. Heard of the pirate Dazmaga. He was exiled from Limso some years ago, but it appears that he has chosen to defy the Admiral's orders. Once more, he dares to lay a hand on the Perseer Kalea. Poor lass must have been terrified. If I'd known Dosmaga was aboard the ship, I never would have assigned her that duty. The assessor may require some time to recover. For Kalea, that man is a nightmare made flesh. Though her physical wounds will soon mend, there is little we could do to salve the hurt of to her mind. You are concerned, angry, mayhap. Harness that energy and channel it into your training. I predict we shall be needing your skills again before long. Right. We are at level 17. See if I unlocked anything new. Alrighty. Alright, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe wherever you see this. I'll see you next time in Final Fantasy XIV. We are making progress. You guys have a good one. And we are out of here. Later.